Hello, dear, and welcome back to the Pipsoclock weekly market analysis. And this is for the first week of December 2024. And it's interesting to note that November has just ended and watching gold tried recovering, but how far can it go in the month of December? We'll watch to see. Euro USD, GBPUSD, and Bitcoin. We are going to be focusing on these four asset classes in this analysis. So let's begin with gold. And for gold, I want to first check the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, gold formed a hanging man. And by price action, it recorded lower low and lower high. So from all indications with this, all things being equal, we might see gold. Of course, we might see gold trying to retest the low of November, and we can't actually draw conclusion on this pattern formed here. We need to watch it to close. That means December has to close below the close of November. Then that means that what we will now be expecting, if the bearish correction will happen or bearish retracement will happen from January. So we might experience a gold bullish stance that may try pushing price up to go retest the high of November before it drops. But what if it begins to go down to retest the low first? Well, let's watch and see. Okay, so then on the weekly chart for gold, we have it. We also have a hanging man on the weekly chart, and this is after the week before it formed a bullish engulfing against the the one next to it. So we this week is interesting because we also need to confirm this bearish pattern here that is formed here. So if I would want to let's look at something here. Let's check where this closed 2715.75 and where did this open 2713. So it didn't form a dark cloud cover. So we may still want to watch to see whether this week will close bearish below the close of this past week. Okay, so by and large, having this here, we will be expecting gold to make its way a bit down first, but we can't draw that conclusion until we consider the pivot points for the week. So quickly, let's switch over and see the pivot points for the week. And here is the pivot point for the week. For the weekly pivot point for gold, it's around 2658.9, call it 96, 2658.96. And if you will check here, gold is below that level. So what happens now, save for, except there's a weekend gap upwards, right? Gold is going to open below the weekly pivot. So that could now be an indication that it may try to respect this pattern here. That means that gold might try to push for a new low. And if that happens, then that means that December may not be a favorable month for gold. And so you just have to brace up and trade what you see. Don't try to predict the market. So in terms of key levels to watch, we will likely be looking at the 200 period moving average that is currently around 2680. So that could be a place we want to first watch. Now let's quickly check again on the weekly pivot point, rather the floor pivot points. The first resistance level is at 2712. So between 2712 up here, which is here. Oh, this is the monthly pivot for November, and that's where we are having the weekly resistance level. All right, this is weekly resistance level for the level 1, and that's 2712. Okay, so with this, if gold managed to head up here, I encourage you to sell around here. Yes, sell with strong force, and stop loss, use this place. You might want to use, even if let me switch back to weekly again, you might want to use somewhere above here. Let me do this. Up here is still good for a stop loss, but that's quite high. But you could use here. That's here. Maybe just leave a gap of somewhere around 57. Then operate with that so that 2712. Then 2680. 2680 for the 200 period. So 2680 is really a strong level to watch on the 4 hours time frame. So if we will use what happened this past week to actually work with, we might likely, let me see if we can, this will be too crowded, so let me remove that and head over here to do it. Let's switch to 4 hours here. Okay, so let's now see whether it's possible. Come on. With what we have here, it's almost difficult to work with this. All right, except we'll just look at based on the fall from here to here. So if we work with that, we might try, but this might be like forcing the trend. All right, so but then 2678 and 2680. So this is a bit of a confluence considering just what happened, the high of last week versus the low. So if we use that, then 8% retracement might be a place, an area we want to watch. Okay, so take note of that. I think with this we'll switch over to the GBP USD, or Euro USD rather, first. So Euro USD, we have on the weekly time frame. Okay, let's begin with the monthly. On the monthly is bearish. You can see lower low and lower high here. All right, so we expect it to still go further down. But for this very week, we have a bullish engulfing pattern that follows a seeming hammer around here. So you want to watch out for that. So if you now look at the pivot point, the floor pivot point for Euro USD, let's quickly see it. Okay, so this is the floor pivot point for Euro USD at 1.0533. So let's check where the current price is at, 1.05772. So price already trading above that level. Okay, so except there is a force, a weekend gap to the downside, of course that's the only way price will might open below that weekly pivot point. So Euro USD looks bullish. Okay, it looks bullish on the weekly time frame, just basing it on price action. And if we now switch it to 4 hours, on 4 hours is still bearish. On 4 hours is still bearish. Now the bullishness of the weekly time frame there, remember, is a more like a retracement, trying to pull back. So please take note of that, considering that on the monthly time frame is bearish. So what is happening in between now, always remember what's happening on the monthly time frame. So based on that, now we will still work with this. Let's work with this move from here. So based on the fall from around 1.09451 to 1.0331, we are likely going to be looking at 50% retracement all the way to 38.2, which actually will give us, that's on a bearish note in any way, because this is bearish, this looks bearish clearly. So we will be looking at selling around anywhere from 1.06391 all the way to 1.07112 Euro USD clean. Okay, so let's switch over to GBPUSD. So you can see that for Euro USD, monthly bearish, weekly is still bearish, but it's a retracement, a correction, which you need to trade for a while before the bearish setup will come in. Okay, so for GBPUSD, we have a similar scenario here, and it's also bullish. All right, and this seems like a morning star somewhere around here on the weekly time frame, but on the monthly it's still bearish. Yes, it's a bearish situation we have here by price action, lower low and lower high. And so if we now switch over to the 4 hours time frame, on 4 hours it's still bearish. It's still bearish. So we'll connect it to the monthly chart, and if we do that, then we'll work with based on the fall from 1.30 1.30496 rather, 1.30476 to 1.24871. So we'll be having a confluence of key levels here with 200 period moving average and 38.2 retracements matching, and that's around 1.28335. So you can be patient enough to wait for price action around 1.28335 for GBPUSD. So a price action signaling a sell around here will be ideal, so you need to be patient for that. And outside of that, you would want to also take advantage of what we see here on the weekly time frame. So just be patient with it, because price might open, and if price opens and uses that force, because that's the psychology you want to bring into it, price opens and uses that force to push up. All right, if you can see what the little you can grab from that, price rising. All right, it will be a temporary bullish move, but then be watching out for these key levels where a setup will for sell will be ideal for you to quickly sell and take maximum profit. Because if you look at the daily time frame for GU, you will see that it's formed the shooting star already. So question is, will this shooting star be sustained as the week resumes? Because everything still looks bearish for GBP USD, though it appears that the market attempts is trying to see if it could make a correction. But then watch out, let your mind be on what is happening on the monthly time frame, and then use what's happening here to determine your entry, all right, in the direction of that. But keep an open mind and let the market define what it wants to do, then you key into it. Okay, finally, let's consider our darling crypto Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin currently is trading around 96 to 97,000. Okay, so let's quickly check it on the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, it's strongly bullish still, as you can see, different from what's happening in other asset classes. So if you now come to the weekly, on the weekly time frame, it's attempting to see whether this could, in fact, we don't know what this will be, whether it will be a doji or whether it will be a hanging man, and that will be left for when the market closes. But if you check comparing the past week versus this current week that's about to wrap up, you see that there is the high couldn't, it couldn't retest or beat the high of the previous week. So it's a cause for concern. Can Bitcoin make it to the 100,000 level, or will it retrace down? Okay, so we need to be observant to watch that. So on based on what's happening here on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is still trading on the upside, okay, forming a structure, bullish structure all the way. So if we want to now trade it for from the 4 hour time frame, we still are strongly bullish, and that is going to actually make us let's look at this. So what we'll have here is still bullish. It's still bullish. Let's see, from 88,000 all the way. So the Bitcoin might still retrace to somewhere around for 50%, around 94,000 to 92,000. Okay, so that might still be a good place to buy. Okay, but then use what is happening with Bitcoin to just do a quick study of some other altcoins and take advantage of them while you use this for long-term investments. Yes, use this for long-term investment, and you may want to apply DCA to this and using auto invest in some of the platforms that allow it. And of course, you might just be on the right track. All right, so that's the much we can bring you for this week. You want to put your ears down for any updates and endeavor to trade to win. With from all of us here at the Pipsoclock, let's want to wish you a very profitable trading week. Thank you, and God bless you.